Welcome, cute, cuddly Cancer. It is Sachi, and we are going to be doing some shamanic shifting, where we take a look at your current energy, take a look at what you are trying to manifest, whatever your goal is, and then we look into how to take your current energy and transmute it into your manifestation goal. A couple announcements before we begin. One, I will now be doing my readings exclusively on YouTube. IG has some issues with uploading. It could just be Mercury retrograde, but also that 15-minute cap. I'm just really done with it. I don't like feeling rushed for readings. So they are going to be exclusively on YouTube from now on, at least until further notice. For those of you who've been watching me on YouTube, nothing's really changing, except you will notice that the readings are going to be a little bit longer. And let's see what else. Oh, my books are reopened, but they will be closing again. They've only been open for 2 weeks, and already I need to close them because of the amazing, overwhelming response to booking. So that's always good, but I don't want to burn myself out or anything, and I want to make sure I keep my turnaround within a timely manner. So again, if you are interested in booking, now would be the time to do so. My books will be closing again on September 19th. All right, Cancer, let's jump into it. This is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the High Priestess in reverse, the Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, Hanged Man in reverse, and Temperance. So what this is telling me with the High Priestess in reverse, you haven't really been following your intuition about certain things. And it feels like basically when to not tell people certain information, you know, how to hold back of things that you want to say. And you may hear like a voice in your head, like, don't say that, but then you go ahead and say it anyway. So I definitely feel, again, it's like you don't want to be saying certain things and you're going against your intuition about it. With the Ace of Wands in reverse, it's causing your actions to be out of alignment and have a disconnect from source energy and from God even. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. Part of this is because you don't want to seem sad or depressed. It feels like you've gotten out of a funk. And so you kind of talk just to talk, if that makes sense, of like, yeah, I'm doing great, this. And you're sort of oversharing things, which are sort of messing up certain plans. With the Hanged Man in reverse, it's telling me that you're having difficulty seeing something from a different perspective, or more so from a higher perspective. And it is very important that you are tempering your spirit right now so that you're not going to extremes, because it seems like when you're in one of the extremes, likely, you know, feeling really good, that you sort of say things that you really shouldn't be saying here. We have Myena using Crunch here. So this is a dark type that is coming out, telling me there is a dark aspect that has a hold. It's like the dark has sort of bitten into this. There is also this aspect of loyalty. So perhaps you feel loyal to particular persons or people, and you're sort of oversharing to them, even though they're more a representation of your shadow self. But this is definitely some dark energy coming out here. And Bagon, which is a dragon type, which, you know, represents following your soul's mission, your north node, which it feels like you are doing or you're trying to do, is Lear. And Lear I take as, you know, kind of giving the evil eye. So it looks like people are, you know, putting the evil eye on you, which is why this darkness sort of has a crunch on it. And part of it can be because they are jealous. You know, that's what the evil eye represents, is jealousy. And sometimes people put the evil eye on us not intentionally. It's just, you know, if you're fulfilling your soul mission or on that path to do so and others aren't, you know, inherently they will feel a sense of, you know, lack or comparison, because it's like, wow, I wish I could do that. And therefore there is some jealousy. So just know that it definitely feels like some evil eye energy on you, okay? So I would protect yourself with some evil eye protection. All right, Cancer, I hope that you are well. Like I said, we are going to take a look into your current energy, look into whatever your goal is, and then look how to take your current energy and transmute it into your goal. And it seems like, you know, what's really blocking you is you're just oversharing things, you know, the good things, which it's not bad to overshare good things, but it seems like you're you know, again, sharing things that is coming back to, you know, making people jealous, even though you're not intending to do that, but it's actually sending negative energy towards you for sharing certain things, which I'm sorry that's the case. All right, let's take a look at your current energy, Cancer. 10 of Swords in reverse, 5 of Cups, 4 of Wands. Yeah. So 10 of Swords in reverse, it seems like there's a conversation that's not necessarily dead, done, and over with. And it feels like this energy of the 5 of Cups, of sadness, depression, and things like that. You know, again, we saw that this came out in reverse in the cleansing ceremony. So I do feel like you're coming out of a very dark period where there was a lot of loss, a lot of mourning. There also could have been, you know, times where you drank 5 glasses of wine or whatever it is in order to, you know, cope and numb the emotional pain. But, you know, this is coming out upright, which is telling me that you haven't quite let go of the sadness and disappointment. Part of this oversharing and being like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other, right? Saying certain things is actually, you know, it's like overcompensating again for this sadness and things like that, right? So it could be like, yeah, my life's great and everything's perfect in it. And it's to make it seem like, you know, you're doing just fine and you don't have any, you know, sadness or disappointment in your cups. But the truth is that the conversation with your own sadness and pain really hasn't come to an end yet. We do see that there is a lot of joy and merriment. You know, the 4 of Wands indicates, you know, harmonious partnership. This can be in business or love or whatever it is, but it does look like you are in union with someone in a committed partnership in some sort of way where, you know, 4 of Wands is basically twin flame union card. It's when you have your masculine and feminine energy balanced in a way that energetically resonates and matches with someone else's masculine and feminine energy. And in so doing, you are committed to creating something together. You have a shared soul's mission, perhaps, if it's your actual twin flame. But in general, you are, you know, in this partnership, and it's reaching the next level of commitment, basically. You know, these two people, they're going through the first set of, you know, wands, which are a twin flame, right? And these are a twin flame. And so they're walking through, you know, this thing and going out the other side. It's basically acting like a portal of, you know, once they go in saying, yes, we are becoming one in some sort of way. We are manifesting something together. We are building something together, whatever it may be. Once they come out the other side, you can't walk backwards through it and undo that type of commitment portal. You know what I mean? So I do feel like there is a lot of joy and happiness and, you know, good partnerships and things like that. But again, there still is this almost depression that's there, or sadness, or, you know, emotions that you haven't been able to let go of that were very disappointing. Let's see what's the light energy here. Caracasta. Wow. Okay. There's a lot. We're gonna not do these because it's too much. But again, I feel like there is a lot to unpack here, Cancer. And I think it's very important that you are, you know, when there's a lot to unpack, it's good to seek professional help, whether it's, you know, a therapist or a spiritualist or whatever it may be. Because although I'm not constrained to 15 minutes, you know, if I were to go through all those extra 6 cards, we'd be here for an hour. You know what I mean? So I do feel like you have a lot to get off your chest. Caracasta, this is emotional energy, right? It's a water type. And Caracasta, turtle spirit, is representative of Cancerian energy as well. Turtle, crab, lobster, these are all, you know, Cancerian emanations. And so with ancient custom, it looks like you are, you know, there's some sort of ancestral energy here with the ancient custom. And so there could be this notion of, you know, sadness, disappointment, or whatever that is passed on. So for example, let's say your parents had a very, you know, sad relationship, or it was normalized by your parents to be depressed or to be disappointed. You know, perhaps that runs in the lineage. But I'm also getting, some of you may be with ancient custom wanting to get married or something like that. Again, there's a lot of ancestral influence on what is going on here. It says, its jaws are terrifyingly powerful. It could eat Amistar and Ammonite whole and not be bothered in the slightest by their shells. So it's talking about the jaws being terrifyingly powerful. And so I feel like, again, it's very important that you need to talk about this. Some of you can be feeling like, I can't talk about this because it's kind of terrifying to talk about, or, you know, the person that I'm going to talk to wouldn't understand, or something like that. And so I feel like a lot of self-limiting beliefs about, you know, why you can't get this emotional energy sort of outside of your body. It's talking about eating Amistar and Omanite whole and not being bothered in the slightest by their shells. So again, that's like, you know, the shell, that's you, Cancer, right? Which is a very like protective mechanism. So I feel like some of you might be eating your feelings at this time is kind of what I'm getting, like emotional eating, if it's not emotional drinking or consuming in some sort of way. Let's see what's the shadow here. Well, that came out quickly. It's very subconscious. Let's see, coming out stuck. We have Machoke using karate chop and submission. So this is fighting type energy. So karate chop is like, you know, wanting to cut something out. Machoke, again, is like, it's like you're choking on things, right? You can't really get it out because some things that you need to get out, it's like, it would be terrifying to say or to hear yourself say or something like that. And this fighting energy is keeping you in submission. So again, I do feel like there is some sort of ancient custom. Again, you know, Cancer, you are the mother of the zodiac, which, you know, you represent the divine feminine, whereas Capricorn energy ruled by Saturn represents divine masculine. And, you know, that polaristic opposite, masculine energy naturally leads and feminine energy naturally submits, right? And I don't mean that in a partnership dynamic sort of way. It's just an energetic principle. And so I feel like, you know, in the shadow, there is, you know, too much submissiveness, basically, to whatever these ancient customs are, which can be to keep things inside, to not talk about things. Or, again, to say things that, again, it's like you're not talking about the Five of Cups things, which are things that you need to get out of your emotional body. And therefore, your throat chakra is just sort of opening up when it shouldn't and sharing information that you shouldn't necessarily be sharing. Or you're saying things that are actually causing people to put the evil eye on you. It says, its formidable body never gets tired. It helps people by doing work such as moving of heavy goods. So I feel like you are trying to help a lot of other people, but you're not actually accepting help from others in some sort of way. And I do feel like it is more of an emotional help that is necessary, because with the Ten of Swords in reverse, it's telling me there is something that should be dead, done, and over with. Either a conversation with another person or a conversation inside your own head about it. And you need to let it go, but you can't because there's still stuck emotions there. Some of you may be wanting to or are working out and sort of like lifting weights or something. So that's always good to see, Cancer. But I'm also getting some of you are like, oh, I'm strong, I can handle it sort of thing. But it's like, no, you need some professional help in some way, Cancer. All right, let's see what's going on in your manifestation goal right now, Cancer. What is it? Five of Wands in reverse, Nine of Swords. So basically, you don't want to be fighting anymore. You don't want to be in chaos. You don't want your nervous system to be in chaos. You want a calm system. You don't, and I'm kind of getting like this is in your head. Basically, you don't want to be fighting with yourself. You don't want to be fighting with different energies. And also, you don't want to be haunted by past memories or have nightmares. It really feels like you're really trying to get something completely out of your psyche. And what it is, you know, this thing that brought a lot of disappointment and sadness to you. Let's see what's the light energy here. Yeah, wow, wow. And I feel like this wants to come out too. Yeah. So we have Trainer Super Rod here. So, you know, it is in regard to someone that you felt very deeply about. Right? There's like three types of rods in Pokemon. There's an old rod, which you can only catch kind of wimpy Pokemon. And then there's a good rod, which goes a little bit deeper in the water and you can catch good Pokemon. And then there's the super rod, which you can get super deep water, which is like hard to catch. So I feel like you did feel very deeply about this person. Again, trainer cards indicate somebody else's energy. So you did feel very deeply about this person, but you're recognizing, you know, with Machoke here, again, 2 Machokes, right? It's like they basically strangled you in some sort of way. This is fighting energy with beatdown. All they did was fight you and beat you down again. And there was a natural sort of submissive energy here that I'm feeling. And that is kind of the natural route for you to take of like, okay, yes, I'll let you sort of, you know, take the lead or whatever. And again, I don't mean that in like a gender norm or whatever, but this person just completely beat you down and made you feel like that 5 of Cups. It says its muscular body is so powerful, it must wear a power save belt to be able to regulate its motions. And so what I'm getting is this person knows how powerful that you are. And that's why they tried to make you feel like SHIT pretty much, because they were jealous of how much power that you have, basically. And it looks like, you know, it's talking about regulating its motions, but I'm getting more like regulating your emotions. Like you want to be able to regulate your emotions, even though you have felt very deeply for this person. You basically are like, okay, sure, it's okay that I have felt deeply about this person, but I'm tired of fighting inside my own head about this. I'm tired of being haunted by this. Like, I just want it to sort of go away. And with Drizzle using Rain Splash and Wave Splash, it's basically, I feel like this is going to be you of like, hey, I'm strong enough to take whatever waters are coming my way. Like, I really don't care about, you know, the crappy water that I had to experience. I'm fine. You know, I own my power, basically. And so I feel like part of the goal is to start with a drizzle, which again is just sort of like a light, you know, lightly tapping into the water, and then into the rain splash, which is like going a little bit deeper into your emotions, and then wave splash of really getting into the thick of the water and emotional, you know, situation that happened to you. So, and there is Archangel Gabriel affirming, right? Every time he barks, it means the angels are affirming. And so part of it is, again, it's like, you know, this isn't going to just happen overnight, right? You know that you sort of have to ease into it and then get into the thick of it. So, you know, it seems like basically you don't want to be haunted by this, and it starts with the drizzle. And I feel like you are aware that there is some like crying that needs to come out. You know that there is still more of a release of pain that you need to get out of your emotional body through crying. It might start with a drizzle, a teardrop here and there. You know, rain splash is like crying for a couple minutes, and wave splash is like absolute sobbing for as long as you need. It says, a clever combatant, this Pokemon battles using water balloons created with moisture secreted by its palms. Yeah, this is someone who has used emotions as a weapon and who really emotionally abused you and kind of kept you on a line in some sort of way, just, you know, trying to reel you in. And it's time, you know, to show your strength that you can take any sort of emotional whatever that is thrown your way. It's time to get strong, that you can handle those emotions so that the 5 of Cups truly does go away. All right, let's see what's the shadow here. We have Snubble using Ruckus and Magmar using Ram. So part of it is, you know, understanding the situation, again, from a higher perspective. The fact that, you know, Snubble, again, indicates dog spirit, which is, again, some aspect of loyalty. There was an aspect of feeling loyal to someone who just caused a ruckus in your life. You know, they broke things. They may have broken your heart even with the flowers, you know, the roses on the ground. And then they didn't want to take responsibility. They just wanted to hide. So, you know, recognize this is fairy type. Fairy type indicates a soulmate relationship, right? You do this, I do this. Friends, lovers, family members, pets. These are all different types of soul contracts, right? All different kinds of soulmates. And so this soulmate was here to cause some sort of ruckus, to break things and hide away in order for you to, you know, step up to your true power. And with Magmar using Ram, you know, this is fire energy. Ram is like Aries. So this person may have been an Aries or had a lot of Aries influence in their chart, or maybe first house dominant, but you know, this is so you recognize your own Aries energy, I should say. Not that kind of Aryan, right? And, you know, Aries energy represents anger and aggression. So there is going to be a lot of anger and aggression that you're going to have to go through, where this anger is and how to healthfully regulate your anger and aggression. Aries also represents triggers. So representing, you know, going into what is triggering you and then how to put boundaries around it, which is literally bound Aries, right? And so, you know, there is going to be a lot of new energy that you're going to have to go through, because Aries is all about experiencing new energy, going for it, taking the action. And so you are, you know, being guided to take the action again, little by little, to make sure that you are strong enough to withstand any sort of, you know, water balloon, basically, that's thrown your way. It says, small Pokemon flee from its scary face. It is, however, considered by women to be cute. So that kind of gives me this energy of, a like, being attracted to some sort of, like, I want to say fear, but that's not how it really is. But it's like, you know, it's talking about how, you know, like, look at the Snubbull, right? He breaks things and then hides away. So it's like, you know, someone who, you know, for example, breaks your heart and then goes and hides. And it's, some people are like, oh, but it's cute because XYZ. It's kind of like, again, there's going to be a lot of work, emotional work to do to, like, literally my heart is hurting right now, Cancer. Like, there is going to be a lot of trauma work that you have to go to, of like, why do I think it's cute for someone to do that? Why am I attracted to someone who hurts me like that? Like, I just tweeted a while ago, it was like, you know, people who are in an abusive relationship will be like, yeah, but they choose me to abuse. You know what I mean? It's like a pick me energy of like, yeah, I'm chosen, like, as the abuse victim, and therefore, you know, like, I'm worth something because they're choosing me, but really all they're doing is abusing. You know what I mean? It's like choosing is abusing in this situation is what it feels like. So again, there's a lot to unpack, and it feels like you are very aware that there's a lot to unpack. And yeah, so definitely with Ram here, there's going to be a lot of triggers that you're going to have to work through. It says, found near the mouth of a volcano. This fire breather's body temperature is nearly 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's talking about being at the mouth of a volcano. So again, there are going to be a lot of triggering things that are going to cause your mouth to open and talk about these things. And, you know, again, there's explosive energy here. So you're really going to have to, you know, kind of start easy and move into it to really the center of the trauma, so that you can really move past this and not feel like you're constantly fighting it or being haunted by it. Also, I will note that, you know, 2200 is coming out, which is 2200. So I feel like your angels are going to be sending you messages about, you know, this situation through number sequences involving 2 and 0, 2 being the number of partnership and balance and peace, and 0 being the feminine void. All right, let's see what Mother Moon would like to say about this situation. We have adjustments are required in reverse. Don't let pride get in your way in reverse. You're very close to achieving your goal in reverse, and your dreams need a practical plan. So basically, this is what I'm getting. If you continue to believe that you don't have to make adjustments, which it seems like you're aware, but just looking into that timeline, that's your pride. Your pride will get in the way of being like, no, I'm fine. I'm strong enough. I'm good. I can do this. I can do this. And again, that's an ancient custom where, you know, maybe your caregivers think it's weak to get mental health help or spiritual health or whatever it may be, or counseling, or, you know, name it, whatever it is. And maybe, again, that's the custom, is being like, no, I'm strong enough to handle it all on my own. You know, maybe marriage counseling or something like that. But again, if you let that type of pride get in your way and feel like you know, adjustments aren't required, you are going to stay in that Five of Cups energy of disappointment and sadness. You are not close to achieving your goal, Cancer, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's because you have not made a sort of practical plan. What is your practical plan? And again, I feel like the way to have this practical plan is to have some sort of professional help that can help you literally get this energy out of your aura so that you're not fighting it and you're not being haunted by it. You need a second set of eyes, which, you know, we saw with the Hangman in reverse. You're unable to see things from a different perspective or a higher perspective, and you need someone else's perspective in order to temper your spirit here. Okay, so until you make a practical plan, you know, Taurus is all about slow and steady wins the race. That's exactly what this drizzled rain to wave is. It's, you know, going at your own pace. And again, a professional is going to allow you to go at your own pace, but you need someone who's going to help you take those steps. Okay, so I would definitely invest in someone who's going to help you take those steps. Let's see. I saw you're already doing it. So it looks like maybe you're in the research phase or you're sort of coming out of this ancient custom. But let's see. We have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. So, you know, part of this can also be connecting to your inner child, which is interesting. Capricorn really, you know, had a lot of energy into that. So it is important to be having fun, to celebrate, to not be so serious. But again, playtime is not, it's not a replacement for the actual like therapy or whatever that you need about this. You know, you can't inner child heal your, like, you can't heal the traumas that are related to inner child healing merely through play. You know what I mean? You have to do the deep work. Wow. Yeah, I just saw the child I was meant to be in reverse. This is the Black Mirror here. Okay, that doesn't want to come out yet. Okay. So yeah, I feel like the shadow is really going back and forth because I feel there is something here. All right, let's head into the extended with this. Like I said, is this me in reverse? Yeah, you recognize that this isn't you. You know, what you went through and stuff took you sort of out of your natural self, basically. And with masquerade in reverse, you're no longer wanting to wear a false mask here. And blinded to pain in reverse, you are not blinded to your pain. You're very aware of the pain that you are in, which is exactly why you know that you need to seek some sort of counsel in order to, you know, go through this so that it's not haunting you. You know, not feeling like you're tough enough to take it on your own, which I'm sure that you are, but again, this is not something that you want to play around with, and you can't have fun, having fun your way out of the emotional work that is necessary. So yeah, it's really time to do that work, Cancer. So like I said, what we're going to do is take a look at your current energy and look at how to transmute it into your manifestation goal. And yeah, we'll see what other messages also want to come out. It is available for Eagle and Phoenix members, and plans start at $7.77, so $7.77. Those prices are going to be going up within the next month or so, just letting you know. So if you want to get in now at the most economical price that it will ever be, now would be the time. And you have access to all extendeds, not just here, so you can watch your sun and rising or whatever aspect of your chart that you are trying to hack. As well as you have access to like the musings page for up-to-date astrological transit and some other stuff that's going to be coming along in the future. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to organize everything. But until I figure that out, the prices are going to remain the same again, probably for 1 to 2 more months. But anyway, Cancer, I also would like to remind you, I forgot at the beginning, that the most videos with the top two videos with the most likes do get a bonus reading. So if this resonates, please do hit that like button. And whoever comes in first also gets the extended for free. So just letting you know. All right, we are going to head into the extended. If you would like to follow me there, the link is in the description box below. But if we part ways here, good luck with the situation. I am sending you so much love.